Let's do this. So today I'm going to show you guys how I take out fortresses without no barrage. Now barrages will always be better than the way I do it because barrages will just clear out a couple fabricators for you, and you really don't have to, go inside. But there are some fortresses. There's two fortresses that allow you can go inside once you figure out there's at least path resistance, and then including that, there's one more. There's two other fortresses that are better just sniping them out the way. And I'll show you how I do that. Now, how I do that is I run this sort of light assault setup that is geared towards more of a base clearing, fortress clearing setup. I run engineering kit with ultimatum and two thermites. Not two thermites, ultimatum, thermites, and the engineering kit that allows me to get two extra more thermites. For the stratagems I'll be using is going to be the Eagle Airstrike, EAT, Commando, and Jump Pack. Now, this is always my favorite sort of loadout setup because I just have a lot of things that can get off cooldown pretty quickly. And then including that, I kind of like expendables. Now, this sort of base clearing can also work if you're using recoilless rifle, if you're using Jump Pack with Quasar, and maybe if you're using autocannon. But if I can be honest, if you're using autocannon, I recommend you doing anti-tank placement and just sniping the bases from afar in general. But let's say you want to get close and personal, this sort of setup sort of helps you out. I like to call this a light assault loadout. This sort of loadout was inspired by PlanetSide 2, one of my most favorite games, and one of my most favorite classes I normally play with a light assault that has a lot of the jump packs, jet packs, skirmisher packs, hover packs, all that good jazz, all the jump packs. That's why I like jump packs so much. But that sort of class inspired this loadout. Let's go into it. Now, the bases I want to show you guys today are going to be 3 out of the 4 of them, because the last one is sort of just like Florida. So, like I said, the one base I want to go show you guys is Florida. Another base I want to show you guys is Crane, and the one I want to show you is Eye of Sauron. Eye of Sauron and Crane are the two bases that allow you to go inside without the least path resisted and rewards you for going inside because you can clear them out pretty fast. Florida, you have to stay outside the outside perimeter, especially if you don't have barrage, and just snipe the bases. That's literally your best bet, is sniping these bases from Florida. And including that, the thermite as much as you can from the outside. Because as you can see, Florida has already right off the back 2 cringe bunker turrets. And the reason why I call them cringe bunker turrets is because they just ragdoll you, and they make your character unable to be played. Because at that point you're just getting CC'd. And we all know why players hate classes that CC. Because you can't have no control over your character. So what I want to show you guys is this right side. Now this right side is an interesting side. Why would I call this side the interesting side? Because there's 3 fabricators you can get right off the back if you just have a scoped anti-tank. So a scoped anti-tank is the following with a Quasar, Commando, or recoilless rifle. Those are the 3 anti-tanks with scopes. And this one you can do. Like I just said, you want to snipe these base. So how you can snipe this base? You see this? You see that guy over there? He's the most rewarding one you can get from this angle. As you can see, that guy got sniped. He can easily be sniped just from a simple Commando, just from a simple Quasar. And it's rewarding at that. Now, did it take me all 4 Commando shots? Yeah, it did, because one shot somehow just goes through a ricochet. And these last 2 can also be easily sniped out as well, because they're kind of in the open, really. So this one right here, easy snipe. Right, for Florida, like I just stated, you want to be in the outside. Being on the outside of Florida sort of rewards you as a player. It rewards you greatly because, especially in this angle, because this angle, you just have so much cover you can work with, right? You have a lot of cover, you don't have to expose yourself that much, and including that, you can just pop in and out. And the reason why I bring Eagle Airstrike for this sort of build is not because I want to take out bases, which comes helpful, not gonna lie, but it's just for the chaff. Eagle Airstrike is really good at clearing out chaff because it's massive area clear. So for this fabricator, you just want to snipe this guy's top hinges. Dunzo. For these two fabricators, like I said, they're arguably the easiest ones, right? Because all you gotta do is use a thermite. Use thermite. Use your thermites, right? Use your kit. Don't be afraid to use the kit. I missed that one, but I can just use Ultimatum. And this for the last one around the corner. This one's a little bit tricky, but what you want to do is pre-aim and pre-fire. Why would I say that? Because this around the corner has 3 cringe bunker turrets already aiming at this direction. So what you want to do is just this. Done. That's how you sort of destroy Florida without needing to go inside, right? In this, I learned this the hard way. I have to go. Sometimes I will go inside Florida without even thinking. I'm like, wait a minute. I can just have this sort of setup and just snipe everything from the outside and not have to face any of the pressure in the inside. It is better for Florida that if you have an anti-tank on your team, or you're the anti-tank yourself, is that you stay in the outside, because going inside, you just get punished, man. There's just too many bunker turrets. There's too much things going on. Too many things can ragdoll you. There's Hawks, Rocket Raiders now can ragdoll you crazy. The Rocket Devs can ragdoll you crazy. The cringe bunker turrets already ragdoll you. In general, just 3-tap you, and it's not fun getting 3-tapped in this game. Not at all. So what you want to do for Florida is, like I suggested, just stay on the outside perimeters. You get rewarded very much for just staying on the outside perimeter of Florida. And there's also Baby Florida. Baby Florida, you want to play it the same way as I just did. Stay in the outside perimeters. There's no point even going in, because, like I said, man, Baby Florida is just like normal Florida. You're going to get punished for going inside. So let's see if I can show you guys the other 2 bases I want to show you. That you can actually go inside and not have to, use the outside perimeters. This one seems like it's going to be having the Eye of Sauron. Now, the Eye of Sauron is interesting. I'll say that the Eye of Sauron is interesting because there's 3 pathways you can go into the Eye of Sauron, and one of them is the least path resisted. And I want to show that least path resisted. Let's dive into it. So I always use the same setup I always use, the light assault setup, right? With Vitality Enhancement. And this is how I clear out fortresses without barrages. In pubs and on my solos as well. I would really say, if you struggle with Fortress in general, just use a barrage. There's nothing wrong against that. Barrages are always going to be more effective than the way I clear them out, 100%. But if you know how the Fortress is and you are more confident with how you clear out bases and your fortresses in general, switch it up a bit. So this is Baby Florida. Now, Baby Florida, I would say, just the same as last time, try to get everything from the outside. So this guy can be sniped from the outside. I thought I could hit him with the ultimatum, but you know what I mean. You want to snipe him from the outside. Now I'll show off how to do Baby Florida. He's actually very injured. What the fuck? No, he's not injured. Alright. So for Baby Florida, you want to get as much things from the outside. Because it's just, like I said, going inside, you just get punished way too much. So let's go around this way. Now, around this way isn't going to be the outside, but this is also a good way to go inside Baby Florida. Honestly, I thought the ultimatum shot would kill him, but it didn't. So there's 2 fabricators always right here. And there's another fabricator on the other side. For these 2 fabricators, you can honestly just go in and take them out. With your eagles or your thermites. Alright, so let's go inside. Let's clear this guy out with the thermite. Now what you want to do is take out these, there's normally 3 here, but these 3 cringe turrets, because they are crazy on your flanks. This guy just doesn't die, huh? So he's taken out. This guy's taken out. Toss an eagle, if you have an eagle. This is why I bring eagle airstrike, is I like to toss an eagle in that middle part, because that middle part also has a cringe setup, because the fabricator's right near bunker turret. Or you can tear enemies as well. But like I said, for Baby Florida, I highly recommend you just staying outside the perimeter. If you can. But if you can't, this is the best least path resisted when going inside. Is this back way through right here. And the last fabricator is on this outside area. So what I can do is jump back over here which I am, and this is why jump pack's pretty goated. And it's Thermite. And you sort of fit, and this sort of area is now done. Did that ricochet? Are you serious? Okay, now this setup is sort of done. That's how fast you can clear out a fortress without using a barrage, and you can use it in Eagle. I use an Eagle for that, so I can see if I can clear out a fabricator, and if I can't, I'll just go inside after it clears out the amount of enemies that are around the fabricator itself. Florida kind of do rewards you for staying your outside perimeter and taking out those two fabricators and the fabricators on the outside. And then Baby Florida, including that, can also be taken out by throwing that back way I just showed you. Thermites and an anti-tank and an Eagle very much helps you with this setup in general, just because how everything is. Now let's go on to the next one. I'm glad I can show you guys Baby Florida and how I take that out. Now, if you're running recoilless, it'll be harder for you to do that sort of play what I just did. That's when Eagles really come in handy, and that's when a Barrage also comes in handy as well. If you're running recoilless, you can take out about, like, I would say, maybe 4 fabricators from the outside, and the 2 you're going to have to go in, but you can just use Eagles for that.
The automatons are remorseless in their expense. Victory of this operation has a...
Now, let's see if this one is the favorite Crane or Eye of Sauron, because those are my favorite ones, because those ones get interesting. It's like a hilly setup, so we'll see what this is. Right, if it's not what I want, I'll just restart it. Wait, I was, you know, up for a while trying to figure out what's the best way to clear out a fortress without barrages, and this is the sort of setup I had. And ironically, this is the same exact setup I used in a lot of my solo runs, minus the engineering kit. So it works in some aspects. Where are you? Are you Crane? I think this is Crane. Yep, this is Crane. Now, Crane is what is it called? You see this? It's a Crane. Now, Crane, the best sort of way to enter through Crane is always going to be this back way. This back way right here. 100% no doubt, least path resisted. The reason why I say that is because there is always going to be some sort of type of enemy. In this left corner of domination right over here, you can take them out. It's either going to be a Hulk or any of the Devastators or Rocket Striders. And then including that, there's always going to be run on your right side as well. And the 2 fabricators that are stationed here can be taken out with a nade. Any sort of nade or thermites. Where's my jump pack? Uh-oh.
Deploying equipment package.
And on top of that, Crane has sort of like a vantage point that you can take into utilization.
Unleashing democracy.
Okay. So for Crane, this is what I do. Right. I go through this way because this way is the best way, least path resisted all the time. And I see who's in my far left. No one's in my far left, and I see who's in my right. My right side is going to be a Berserker. He's actually pretty easy to take out, just like that. You thermite these 2, or you nade these 2. You nade this one if you don't have an anti-tank. Or you can anti-tank it like I just did. Or you nade that one over there if you don't have an anti-tank. Now, if you have an autocannon, this vantage point right here, this box area, is perfect because now you have the 2 vantage points of the last 2 fabricators that are completely across from you. Right? Look at this guy. Autocannons, this is when it comes in handy, or if you even have a crossbow and a Ruptor, that sort of vantage point right there also comes in handy. And this is how I clear out Crane a lot of the time, really. It's this vantage point right here. This comes in handy. Dunzo. And that's how you clear out Crane without needing of a barrage. Or an Eagle in that case. Because like I said, all you really got to do is you enter through here. You nade these 2 with every nade. If you have an anti-tank, you anti-tank that guy over there. You have an anti-tank, you can either nade that guy with Thermite or you anti-tank him. Your last 2 will always just be a vantage point over this side over here. This box area, or even this destroyed MG pit, is going to be your best areas of vantage points. That's how you clear out Crane. Now, hopefully, I can find Eye of Sauron. The last one. Because Eye of Sauron is also a very interesting way because you really can, you just can go inside. A lot of the best ones, right? What is this? See my, we'll see about this one. Hopefully it's Eye of Sauron. But a lot of the best fortress layouts are layouts that you can just go inside. Baby Florida, you can go inside, but you still want to try to snipe some things from the outside perimeter. Florida, you can go inside, but you're gonna have a hard time. I think this is Florida, just to buy this looks.
Orbit synchronized.
I think this. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. If it is, I can just quit right away. Yeah, well, Florida, you can kind of go inside, but your best bet is shoot the outside perimeters. And for Crane, go inside. Your safe bet is go inside a Crane. Even if you don't have a barrage, you would be safe doing it. Now, these is just the steps I use without taking a barrage, right? If you have a barrage, like I said, it's always a better one. But there's alternatives to that, and I'll show you guys at least the alternatives. What are you? You baby Florida? Yeah, you're baby Florida. Okay. I knew it was some type of Florida map. This last one's going to be a little bit challenging. I will do timestamps, don't worry. So you guys can skip this part. I like to do these things sort of unedited so you go through... You guys go through what I got to go through. This one probably going to be... probably going to be Eye of Sauron. Because it's a little bit flatter. So I have right here. Let's take the norm. Now, if you guys want to copy this loadout, you can, right? I don't really care. My loadouts that are presented in videos, you guys can copy all you want. It's a loadout. No one owns a fucking loadout, alright? I don't care if you guys copy it, you guys can. Like I said, it's a loadout. No one owns a loadout. Do whatever you please with it. Change it up, switch it up, however you feel. This Crane again? What is this? First time I don't want Crane. That's wild. Let's see. Let's see what this is, actually. I don't know what this is. Oh, it's Florida. Alright, it's Florida again. Dang. One Eye of Sauron's hard. We had 3 back-to-back different ones. I thought we were on a good roll here. Now we're not.
Choose where you will give your aid.
Alright, hopefully this one has it. We'll see. I think it will have it. Maybe it will. We'll find out.
Orbit synchronized. Hellpod launch initiated.
Let me do some water. Damn it, I hope this would be like a 15-minute video, not 20-minute one. I'll try not to do over 20 minutes with this one, but if it is over 20 minutes, it is what it is. At least I'm showing you guys some tech. Oh, it's Eye of Sauron. Alright, boys, this is the last one. Okay, it's the last one. Wait, so Eye of Sauron is the least pathway resisted with this guy. There really is. This one entryway that I'm going to show you guys is probably the most efficient entryway where you want to go into when taking out Eye of Sauron. Now, the way I'm about to do this, you need a jump pack. Absolutely, you need a jump pack. You cannot do this with Coilless. You need a jump pack of Quasar, you need jump pack EAT, jump pack Commando, or jump pack EAT and Commando. Because for this one, you're just going to go straight in with the jump pack. So this is what I do, right? This is the least pathway resisted. This is probably the most efficient pathway. So what I do is I go inside, right? I go inside here, and I take these guys out first. Well, normally I would take them out faster, but they call me reinforcements this time because I suck and I miss. But this is what I do. Take out this base. I ignore whatever's here because, to be honest, they're slow and you can just ignore them. Then, I just start spamming thermites. There is no shame in spamming thermites. Right? I spam thermites. Take out this guy. Take out this guy. I see this guy didn't want to get taken out, but I take this guy with the eagle. Hopefully that guy gets taken out, and I think he will. And that's how you clear this fortress in under 30 seconds. That fortress, Eye of Sauron, is by far one of the easier fortresses to take out because that's the entryway I showed you. Now, I wish that Thermite would have stuck, but that Thermite didn't stick. That's the Thermite's fault, really, for not sticking. Sometimes Thermites just don't stick. But what I just showed you is literally the best, not the best, but the most efficient way to clear out that sort of base without even using any sort of barrages. You just go in there, you clear them out fast. That's the end of the video. So this video was just to show you guys that you can clear out fortresses without any barrages. How I showed you guys without clearing the fortress without any barrages is not the most efficient way, but if you just know the fortress layout in general and you learn it, you can clear them out pretty simply. You can clear them out under 5 minutes. I would say for the setups you guys should use, highly recommend the jump pack, 2 expendables, and Eagle Airstrike. With engineering kits, a good setup. Another setup is Scout, jump pack, Quasar. Another good setup is anything with fortified and recoilless rifle. But what I just did with Eye of Sauron right then and there, you cannot do that with a recoilless rifle. So I recommend you recoilless rifle guys just bring a barrage because you just can't do that. You just don't have the speed and the mobility that jump pack offers. That's about it. You can do it, but you just don't have the amount of speed the jump pack offers in that general. And that's just generally what it is. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys find this video a little bit informational. This is how I clear out fortresses without using a barrage. I'm out. Peace.